Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Cane. Today I'm sharing a layout of my own design. This is not for 30 days of sketches. I just came up with my own design for a double page layout for these photos that I have here of my son and my friend's son, and again at another pumpkin patch. This is when they're a little bit older, and we did this probably for about 4 or 5 years together. So I just want to document these last few photos that I have. And I'm going to use this collection by Echopark, and I believe it's called I Love Fall. Fall Fever, sorry. Anyways, it's a older, newer collection. Some of it's still available online. Most of it probably is harder to find, but I know you can still find it on Echopark's website. I like it because it's more bright colors than just fall colors, but they're nice and bright. And I have lots of scraps left. I have one more yellow piece that I will bring in. I don't show it here in the intro because I had to locate it. It was with a different kit. And then I'm also going to bring in a wood grain background. First, I'm going to paint these cut files that were pre-cut by some assemblage required. And the two leaves at the bottom and the two leaves at the top, or closer to the top, that are stuck together were one cut file, but they had frames, like 5 frames, I believe, for a 12 by 12 layout. Of course, I don't scrapbook 12 by 12, so I went ahead and cut all the frames off and just kept the leaves. And then the larger leaf, I believe, was from Not Just for Boys, and it was also a pre-cut cut file. So I'm just going to paint them with Shimmerz Paints, and I'm using a variety of different yellows, oranges, and then all the darker ones that you see over there to the right are different colors of brown that I have. And I'm going to roll off the paper towel on the leaf, and that's just going to help it dry a little bit. I did let it soak in just a little bit while I was, um, doing each color, so it's not all soaked up into the paper towel. But a lot of it I did soak up just because I'm impatient and I don't want to wait for it to dry. Plus, I don't want it to warp the leaves too much. And it really doesn't. The leaves do not warp very much at all. And this is just plain cardstock. I don't believe these are anything special. They're just plain regular size weight cardstock. And they don't warp almost at all. But I'm just going to go painting each one. I was trying to find a red versus a pink. I had two there that kind of look more pink when you paint them. I was hoping they would dry more red, but they don't. So I'm going to keep going over it with the other red that you see over to the right. That one is more red. And that one is like I think it's like a Christmas red. It's like called Rudolph or something. Let's see. Oh, Royal Red is what that one's called. And then the other one is Lover's Lips. And I'm not sure what the other one is Garnet something. It's like a pink gold, the Garnet one, but it really comes off more pink than red. So again, I just wanted to add in the red because I have the red paper. So I was really trying, but eventually I'll give up and just go with the pinkish red color and just kind of go over it with the browns to kind of make it more muted, I guess, and not so bright pink. In the end, I think it turns out okay. If I could have made it be a little bit more red, I would like it even a little bit more, but it's okay. In the end, it's fine. So here I'm just going to do each one, and then, like I said, I rub it off with the paper towel. This one I'm going to flip so I have it the opposite direction of the other one. And I left this in just so you guys could see, um, that it's fairly easy to paint a cut file. And it really works well with the Shimmerz paint because they are water-based. So what I'm doing is once I do all the colors that I want over the white part of the leaf, then I spray it again with water and just take a clean paintbrush and wet it down and blend them together. And it's okay if I blend these together and it makes brown, because obviously brown is in fall leaves, so that was okay. But you can see there on the background paper, I have them laying on top of clear paper so that they can dry. But that's what they're going to look like on the background. So I kind of like that. Here, I'm going to frame this photo here of the two boys together differently than I'm going to frame the other two. The other two photos, I'm just going to leave white with white cardstock around them. But this one here, I wanted it to be double matted and a little bit bigger and kind of stand out a little bit more since it's both of the boys together. And again, they're a couple of years apart, but you know, they always played together. If his mom and I were hanging out or going out and doing something, you know, the boys played very well together. And we would go to the pumpkin patch, like I said, probably, I think we did it like 4 or 5 years in a row. And then my son was kind of a little bit too old and really didn't want to go anymore. So we kind of didn't do it anymore. But I have quite a few photos of us together at different events and different places hanging out together. And I am going to gut this paper here because I have just enough stickers left pretty much to create a Thanksgiving layout. It's going to have to be Thanksgiving because really the only thing I could think of that the stickers and the embellishments and stuff would go with. But I don't take very many Thanksgiving pictures, so but I do believe I have a few of my nieces um, at Thanksgiving one year, and also I might have one of my grandma, which her birthday sometimes would land on Thanksgiving because her birthday is November 27th. So I might do a picture of her also and stating that sometimes, you know, her birthday was on Thanksgiving. But anyways, I'm just matting the photo. It's taking me a minute since I went ahead and gutted it. And I almost gutted it a little bit too small, which it was okay though, because like I said, I really wanted to just go ahead and just save a piece of that paper. And you can see the other side, it's, you know, it's a very large gut behind that. But like I said, it's okay. I'm just going to put some washi tape on it so that, you know, it doesn't come apart for one on the layout or two get stuck anywhere else as I'm trying to place it on the layout or fall apart since it really is not attached to the background. Um, it would be if I was going straight to the layout, but first I'm going to create my background papers. And this leaf paper border does not go all the way around the red paper. And I did that on purpose, just kind of a design that I thought looked neat and different, something different than what's in my albums already. I'm always looking for different designs or something else to try because it starts to get stale. Most of the layouts I create are the same, especially for my older son. If I have 4x6 photos, because 4x6 takes up a lot of real estate on an 8.5 by 11. But again, I have all of his photos printed from age probably newborn until age 13. So I really don't want to reprint his pictures. So I'm just trying to use the ones that I already have printed, and most of them are 4x6s. So you'll see me either crop them down or, you know, use them as a 4x6. But it's okay. In the end, you know, it's a finished layout and it's all good. So here I'm piecing the background together, and I have the left side over on the right side so that I could line it up, but it's actually going to go the other way. And I'll show it both ways. I kind of like the design the other way too, with the two middle pieces together, but I had already inked them up, so it looked kind of dark if I did it that way. But it's okay. I like the way that it turns out with that middle piece in the middle instead. So I'm going to kind of slightly overlap the two photos of the boys by themselves over on the right hand side. And then I'm going to add in this little card that says, Oh my gourd, I love fall, which I thought was kind of cute since they're sitting on a pile of pumpkins and just taking a picture. So I'm going to put this leaf, which is one of the ones that I painted, behind it. So most of it's going to get covered up, but I mean, you can definitely tell it's a leaf and it's peeking out. And then this one here, I'm going to tuck in at the bottom, and the other one I tucked in at the top. And the one at the top is going to overlap onto the other page. I will have to cut it off and repiece it back together. And that's just something that I like to do. I like to have either borders or something crossing the middle of the layouts to show that, you know, they really do go together. So here I'm just adjusting the photos a little bit. I haven't attached them down just yet. I will get my ATG and attach them down. And these little pumpkins I'm going to cut. I have just the right amount of pumpkins almost. It does overlap on the first photo of the two boys together, the photo of my son by himself, and then the photo of my friend's little boy. It doesn't quite overlap his photo as much as it does the other ones. But in the end, I think it looks cute, and I'm going to go with it because I really liked that pumpkin border. And I wouldn't use that on the Thanksgiving layout, even though we do have pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving every year. But it just looked better on this layout, so I went ahead and used it. I'm going to go ahead and start attaching down my photos. I did not glue the leaves down. I went ahead and just glued the picture over the top of them. I will kind of lightly tack them down a little bit as I add sequins on top of them. But at this point, they're not glued down. They're just laying in place, and then I'm placing the photos right over the top of them. And like I said, I'm going to tuck this one in just a little bit because I could have trimmed it down, I guess, a little bit more. But it was just getting kind of close to him, and I didn't really want to crop it in that far. So it's okay. It just overlaps just slightly, and I think it looks kind of cute. So kind of a grid design. So everything is attached down. And right now I'm inking up these little borders that I punched out. That's a scallop border. I just used my scallop punch to punch that out. And then I'm going to cut it off since it's a little bit long. And then I'm going to put this one on the other side. And again, I will put them, you know, I'll butt them up to each other so that I can make sure the scallops are even on both sides. And I thought that just adds a little bit of pop of yellow down at the bottom. So I have yellow in 3 places. The main photo has the yellow border. The gourd has the yellow border. And then the border at the bottom is yellow. And so I think that kind of completes it a little bit more. And I haven't brought in my title yet. I think I'll do that next. I'm going to cut off these leaves. And I did have to tack it down, as you'll see here, in order to cut it. And that was because it was moving, and I didn't want to cut it crooked or incorrectly, obviously, before I got it attached to the other side. And obviously, those little pieces that I'm attaching back onto the leaves on the opposite side are going to be glued fully down because they're tiny. So, and I don't want them to get caught on the page protector or anything like that when I'm putting it in the album. And this layout actually will make itself right into the layout right when we're done. I did pull out the other layout that I created probably a year and a half ago, 2 years ago maybe. It is a Not Just for Boys kit that originally I got the sticker sheet and a couple of the papers, and then I bought a couple of the other papers to go with the rest of the collection or the rest of the stickers. But I used a ton of stickers on the very first double page layout. And then, of course, this layout has quite a few of the stickers, at least the pumpkins. I'm going to add a couple of flowers, one of the title pieces. And then the last layout that I create with it will hopefully use the rest of the stickers or most of them. There's a few that I'm okay with tossing if I end up not using them, but I would like to get majority of the rest used and then pretty much it'll be done. And I didn't create very many layouts with it, but again, I didn't have very many sheets of paper either. I only had probably originally maybe five full 12 by 12 sheets of this collection, plus a sticker sheet. So I think that's pretty good if you get, basically 5 layouts, because 2 double-page layouts and then probably 1 single-page layout. But anyways, I'm going to add sequins. I'm not going to make you watch that. I'm actually already done. I showed you what I had left of Bookish, which is from Spiegelmom Scraps. And I've been using that all month long on my fall layouts. I absolutely love it with the fall layouts. And you can use my code at any time, Jennifer15, and save 15%. I love the way the sequins look inside of those painted leaves. So instead of filling them with paper, and I didn't make them into shakers because they're kind of on the thinner side. And here's the sticker sheet. This is what I have left. And like I said, most of it I probably can get on a layout. And then I will be done. Here's the layout that I created probably about 2 years ago. And I love the way that this layout turned out. And then here's the close-ups from today's layout. And I should have another layout for you guys tomorrow. Thank you for stopping by. If you would like and subscribe, I appreciate it. Thank you.